Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Kid Connect at Home with me, Pastor Erica. I can't wait to jump into today's story. But first, let's do our Remember verse. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Proverbs 16:9. Well, I have a great story for you guys today that we're going to hear from John in just a moment. It's all about Elijah on Mount Carmel. Now, it's kind of confusing sometimes because we have Elijah and Elisha in the Bible. And at one point, they were doing stuff together. But we're talking about Elijah today. And next week will be Elisha. Also, when you hear Mount Carmel, it's not like caramel that you eat. That's like caramel. This is actually a mountain called Mount Carmel. Now that we have that straight, let's hear from John about how God, Yahweh, is the Most High God. And stick around and worship with us at the end.
Throughout the Big God story, God reveals himself to the Israelites as Yahweh, the Lord, the one true God who is the Most High God. The name Yahweh, it means I am who I am, which is basically another way of saying the God who has always existed. See, in the Old Testament of the Bible, whenever you see the word Lord in capital letters, it's basically God's name, Yahweh. God is the one true God, but often Israel struggled to remain faithful to Yahweh. They often disobeyed God and worshipped false gods. And when they knew they were supposed to worship the one true God, they often strayed away from that. You see, our story today includes a man named Elijah. And Elijah was a prophet, someone who would bring messages from God to the people. And Elijah lived during a time when Israel was no longer united. It had split into two countries. There was Israel and there was Judah. The northern kingdom of Israel and its kings, they continually disobeyed God by worshiping false gods. When God had told them to obey him, they disobeyed. And in fact, Jezebel was the queen of Israel during Elijah's day. And she wanted everyone to worship this false god of Baal instead of the real God, Yahweh. Yahweh God wanted his people to know that he was the Most High God. And so he sent his prophet Elijah to set up a contest that would show everyone that Yahweh alone is the one true God. Elijah, the Israelites, and the 850 false prophets of Baal came together on Mount Carmel. There, each side would choose to make an offering. They would make an altar with stones, and they would pray that their God would send fire to come down from heaven and burn up the sacrifice. Only the Most High God would be powerful enough to do that. The prophets of Baal went first. They prayed for hours, they chanted, begged, and they cried out to their false gods. All morning they tried to get their false god to answer their prayers, and at noon Elijah even teased them because it was taking so long. Baal's prophets tried harder. They ripped their clothes and they even hurt themselves, all in an effort to get their false god's attention. There was no response. No one answers. No one paid attention. The prophets of Baal had no results. And then Elijah stepped up and he built an altar with the 12 stones, the kind of altar that Yahweh had wanted. And he placed the sacrifice on the altar and he poured water on it. He poured so much water on the sacrifice that the water soaked the wood and it filled the trench around the altar. Surely it would be impossible to set a light. Elijah prayed to God, and immediately God answered. The fire of the Lord flashed down from heaven, and it burnt up the young bull, the wood, the stones, and the dust. It even licked up all the water in the trench. God proved to Israel that day that he is Yahweh, the Most High God, the one true God of Israel. He deserves all of our praise and all of our worship and all of our attention because there is none like him. He's the one true God, Yahweh.